coffee if you drink it. If not, I've had my piece of candy. Love candy, it's great. Show of hands, how many of you have seen a mountain in person? That's quite a bit. This summer, I actually climbed a mountain and got some free crystals out of it, so I think that's pretty cool. I was going to have you listen to this piece from the computer, but it's no bueno, it's not working. So we're going to listen to me read these program notes instead. You guys ready? Dance of the Mountain Wind finds it inspirational in the height of the Appalachian Mountains. Much like a wind gliding through trees and across water, the theme dances throughout the orchestration, beginning with the flutes and piccolo. Just as the creatures of the forest come in all shapes and sizes, the melody is altered as it passes from instrument to instrument. The end accumulates in a joyous celebration with each player contributing their voice to the dance of the mountain wind. So, with a raise of hands, can somebody tell me what they think they're going to hear while on the mountain? Meg? Maybe some wind. Wind, definitely. What else will we hear on a mountain? Jacob?
You'll hear the leaves in the trees moving a bunch.
Leaves and trees. One more person? Yes.
Birds.
I'm sorry?
Birds.
Birds, yes. Wildlife. Now, within this piece, there's a really tough section that almost everyone plays. Can you look at your piece right now and raise your hand if you have any rhythm similar to this? I see almost everybody's hands up, and that is right. Within this piece, we have this rhythm that's supposed to simulate these items right here, which we'll get more into. But is anybody brave enough to clap out this rhythm right now? Meg? Absolutely. Can we all join Meg this time? I'll also join with you. 1, 2, 3. I like that a lot. Now within your piece, can you find that and also vocalize what that's supposed to sound with us? Are you guys ready? 1, 2. I forgot to add also clapping while singing. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I think we're starting to get a hang of it. Let's actually put it to practice now. All right, if we could go to, ooh, this is difficult. Let's start off at the beginning to get into it. I don't have numbers on my page. Yeah. Just a second. Do you need to take it down an octave? You can if you need to.
Yeah, but I still won't be very good at it.
Okay, shall we slow it down then? All right. So the normal bass. Let's try. Does everybody got that? Okay. All right. Okay. This piece is very difficult for a beginning level, I'm not gonna lie. Shall we start back at A and get to B today? Um, if we could take this piece home and kind of work on it, maybe like 10 minutes a week, that would really be helpful. But let's start back at A, and if we haven't noticed, a lot of this music is very alone, which is really scary. And I am very grateful that you guys are trying. I will also take this home and try to figure out a way to make it less scary for you guys when you're alone doing your parts. Is that okay? Okay. All right. For now, let's start back at A again. All right, that was a lot better. I think trumpets. Did you guys get lost for a moment? All right, let's do that again for the trumpets. Let's start. Let me think here. Let's start 10 before B. Thumbs up when you find it. All right. I like that we were much more together than previous times. Shall we continue going forward, or do we want to work on that same part? Do we think we can kick it out more? I see some hand nods. All right, let's continue on at B. All right. Bassoon. Trumpet. And then everybody. Alright. So in this part, there's oboe, xylophone, bassoon, and trumpet that have very soloistic parts, which we don't have several of those instruments here. Clarinet one. Do we have oboe parts? Or bassoon parts? Okay, could you play the bassoon parts for us? Next time I'm here, I'll have parts for the clarinet and flute to be able to be more active with us. All right, let's start at B again. Oboe part. measures after C, and then 6 measures after we have all of our woodwind players playing, and then 1 before D we have everyone playing, but the not percussion, the brass players come in with that fortissimo as everybody else is crescendoing. Shall we go back to B? And do we have somebody on a xylophone? Perfect. All right, everybody at B now. I appreciate everybody coming in a lot stronger this time. Okay, to continue on, let's try to get from the very beginning to D and see how that goes. Because right now, what I'm noticing, we're getting each section and now we should put it all together, right? Perfect. All right, from the beginning. I greatly appreciated the work that you did there.
That is time. Nice job, baby. So, overall, how do you feel? How do you feel away? And then I'll ask 2 more specific questions.
I felt like it's kind of the same issue I had my last time, is I felt like I was talking at them and telling them
Okay.
but they were comprehending like my input to be more together. I think I wish I could have added more of them talking and telling me what they were wanting more from me, but I didn't know how to quite ask that by being like because like, I'm supposed to know this piece before I even bring it out to them. And I feel like I know this piece, but this is their first time looking at it, so they definitely don't. And by me asking them, I don't want to seem like I'm unprepared.
Sure, and we'll talk about that for a second. On a scale from 1 to 5, at the beginning of your lesson, after you finish that first run through of any part of it, how confident did you feel in your students' ability to learn this piece of music? 1 being not confident at all, 5 being absolutely they got it.
If it was this particular group, I would give it like a 2-3. But if it was like a very brand new beginning, I would probably give them a 1-2.
Okay. Now, looking back at the end of the lesson and the run through you just did, rate your confidence again.
More like a 3.
Yeah, so it's getting better, right?
Yeah.
What I loved the most about your lesson is that, and actually what I'm also going to say that I appreciate that the technology wasn't working for them to listen to it, is that not a single person in this classroom besides you and me know what this piece is supposed to sound like, right? And so we all just kind of went on this journey together to figure out what orally this is supposed to look like, right? And I think as you continue to repeat those, like from beginning to D in those rehearsal blocks, we started to put the pieces together musically, and as that happened, their confidence built up. And I think that you'll see when you watch your video, that same thing kind of happened to you. I could see you when that first kind of run through of the piece did not go as you expected, right? I could see you kind of physically pull back, like you were a little unsure about what to do, and I sensed that you were kind of lost a little bit of the confidence you had going into it.
Yeah.
But I could also see you begin to find that confidence again as you continue to kind of muddle through that lesson process with them. And that's a good thing to say, you know, when you don't know exactly what they need, it's okay to take a step back and say, okay, what do you all need from me right now to help you be successful here? Because they might need better explanation of the program note, or a better explanation, more repetition of this rhythm, or something like that, or something that you did do just to slow down the tempo, right? Or they could say, can you just give us 30 seconds to try and practice our parts individually, you know? And that's okay. That's not like admitting defeat as a teacher. That's admitting, I need to know how to help you in this moment, and I can't help you if you don't tell me how. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, just keep that in mind as a tool that you can use when things aren't going exactly to plan. Just take a step back and put it back on them. What do you need from me to help you feel successful in this moment? And I think as you continue to repeat sections and chunks, everyone got a lot more confident. And that last little run through that you did there was great. There was a lot of really good musical things. And this is such an interesting piece of music, right? It's a piece of music for full orchestra. It's not a, typical, like most of us here are band folks. It's not a band piece, right? And so we're not necessarily familiar with all of it. And there are some people that are doing some transpositions as well that they have to work out. So I commend you for muddling through that process. And I'm sure that was kind of a difficult lesson, but it's something we'll all experience in our lives in the future.
Conducting with the J.W. Pepper recording of it is in person. It's very
Yep.
different.
The other thing I'll say too is that giving them this exercise in this lesson, and using this as kind of a warm-up introductory exercise of your lesson was really great, because it's directly applicable to the music. Almost everyone in this classroom has something like this in their part somewhere in their music. So that's good to know. I think in general, when you're looking back at the beginning, if there's anything I could say to kind of be constructive regarding like your feedback and how you're providing feedback, when you're looking back, especially at the beginning of your lesson, consider the specificity of the questions you're asking. There was a moment I noticed specifically, you just kind of generalized ask, what do you think we hear on a mountain, right? And maybe you're looking for something a little bit more specific. What types of sounds might we hear on a mountain? Or what types of nature sounds might we hear on a mountain? So it gives them a framing question to kind of look at that a little bit clearer. And then a couple minutes later, you asked, after you may have clapped that rhythm, you asked for the whole class to clap it, but also to vocalize. And all I wrote there was, how do you want them to vocalize? That wasn't specific, right? And was clear from your lesson plan and after you started vocalizing, at least to me, that your intent was to have the class sing the rhythm, right, and sing the main melodic line, but maybe some of them were just gonna count, or maybe just say ha or do or some sort of syllable thing. So just being very, very specific in exactly what steps you want them to take will help them feel more successful too. And you can have a, call and response if you wanted them to sing the melodic material, say, okay, repeat after me, sing after me. I'm gonna sing, you model that until they get it, and then you can clap with them and do all that. So watch that in your video, but really, overall, this was a good kind of muddling lesson, and I think that you did a really great job navigating through all of the twists and turns, and you had a really good product at the end, so good job, David.